Good day everyone, it's my pleasure to have you here in our website. Our website is specifically designed for the students who are taking up TVL as their track and Home Economics as their strand. Specifically, that our subject matter is about food and beverage services. As we all know, food and beverage services is very high in demand. Hope you guys will enjoy learning with me in this site. Creating good impression is very important in the fine dining setup, for we might leave a bad impression to the guest as soon as they enter the vicinity. That's why we need to be trained enough and knowledgeable enough how to handle the guests as soon as they enter the vicinity. We are also going to learn the proper way of greeting the guest and the standard operating procedure in leading the guests to their seats. Every food and beverage service staff should be trained in welcoming the guests upon their arrival. In this way, everyone should be aware on their proper actions, gestures, and how to properly greet and welcome the guest. First thing we need to do as soon as the guests enter the vicinity is to acknowledge his or her presence by greeting him or her with a great smile. Our smile is giving an impression to the guest that we are happy and glad that they have finally arrived in our restaurant. If possible, greet the guest with the prefixes such as Mr., Miss, Ma'am, Sir, Doctor. Use Ma'am or Sir if you are not familiar with their surnames. Unless the guest asks you to address him with his or her first name, never address the guest using his first name. And remember, always express gratitudes to the returning guests. Right after greeting the guests, it is time for us to ask essential questions to our incoming guest. And remember, before asking anything, the first thing we need to do is to identify the host. For he or she is the one that will answer our essential questions. As soon as we verified the host, it is time for us to check if there are any reservations. So the first thing we need to ask to the guest is, Ma'am or Sir, do you have any reservation? Before offering any seats to the guests, it's very important to know first if they have already booked a reservation to our restaurant. For in the reservation process, they might already ask for a table that was reserved already for them. If the host answered yes, they have a reservation, the next question you're going to ask to the host is, may I know which name the reservation is made? It will allow us to confirm the booking details. And if there are any special requests, we can already prepare because some guests includes special requests in the phone reservation process. From the booking details, we can already check how many persons are we expecting and if they have any special occasion for that day. And if the guest doesn't have any reservation, the next question that we're going to ask is table for how many persons. The number of persons that we are expecting for that table will determine which table are we going to suggest for them. And we are also going to look for the availability of tables that can accommodate that number of guests. And always remember, before leading them to their seats, is always ask them first if they prefer smoking or non-smoking. Because some restaurants provide already a place for smokers and non-smokers. And finally, what we're going to do next is to lead them to their seats. In leading them to their seats, always be aware of the distance you from the guest. Make sure that you are just 1 meter apart from the guest. And always use an open palm gesture. The reason why we need to be aware of the distance of the guest, if we are too far from them, they can't hear our instructions in leading them to their seats. If we are too close to them, it might be uncomfortable with the guests. Always be mindful and be sensitive to the guest if they need any assistance, such as carrying bags or assistance for the kids. So that will be the end of our discussion. I will show you a demo video that you can follow as a pattern in doing it in actual setup.